Solar Green Grass Seed Update. Today's June 9th, 2022, and I'm calling this my late spring, not early summer, late spring update. It will include clips from the past 2 months. It'll make sense in just a little while. Stand by. It's just about time for another update on the solar green grass. This is some stuff produced by Jonathan Green, and it contains Texas bluegrass, not Kentucky bluegrass, but Texas bluegrass, mixed with some other types of fescue. Supposedly there is no ryegrass at all, no annual rye, no perennial rye in it. Today's May 12th, and it's a little early for my late spring, early summer update, but the grass just looks so good right now. I wanted to document this. I'll probably go ahead and put this clip in next month when I do my regular scheduled update. Let me walk around, I'll show you another angle. My yard's a little trashy from all the wind. We're expecting a storm today, and as you can see, the wind's blowing pretty hard up there, and it's knocked off a bunch of leaves and twigs and stuff. But you can still get an idea of just how pretty this grass is. I'll get down a little lower, give you another shot of it. It has really filled in nicely in the past month or so. I know I say this every year in the spring, but this looks like the best grass I've ever planted. I think I said that last year and the year before. So, you know, as I remind you every update, this game goes on till summertime. In the heat of the summer, we'll see what it looks like then. That will be the true test. In an earlier video a few weeks ago, I talked about how I scalped this little hump in my yard as I was cutting the grass with my riding lawnmower. My deck's kind of loose on there. It swivels, it sways. And since then, just a few weeks, this grass is starting to fill in really nice. You can see how it's come back up and it's starting to spread. Same thing over here by my Christmas tree where I scalped this yard. Yeah, a few weeks ago this was pretty much down to bare dirt, and it's recovered so nicely. In fact, it almost looks like it looks better now than it did before I scalped it. So I'm absolutely pleased with this grass so far. You know, I don't want to jump the gun and give you my final evaluation yet, but it's, with no ryegrass in this yard, it's hard to beat this, and this thing's not even a full season old yet. I planted it in the middle of September, so it hasn't even been a full year yet, and it already looks mature. I want to show you a contrast. This is my Jonathan Green grass seed. This is the first time I haven't done anything with this section of my yard. This old mess here is where I'm going to have my irrigation pool. I got my pump hooked up, but I just haven't installed the pool this year. But you can look at how awful this is. I mean, just one season of not doing anything to this yard, it looks terrible. On the other hand, you can see what a distinct line between where I planted this grass, and I have to admit, you know, I'm having it serviced every month or so by a professional company. They come out and fertilize it and kill the weeds. So I'm sure that contributes to the difference between these two properties. But what I'm saying is that, hey, this is with Solar Green by Jonathan Green grass seed. This is what happens if you let Mother Nature take over. Good grief. Okay, I'll be adding these clips to my regular scheduled update. Late spring, early summer. Summer comes early down here in central North Carolina. Stay tuned because there's more to follow. Today is the 28th of May, 2022. I'm still looking at this experiment I'm doing with the Jonathan Green solar green grass seed that I planted middle of September 2021. To be honest about it, I've made a video every week for the past month because I wanted to document just how good the yard looked, and then maybe a week later it would not look good. And each week it surprises me. Instead of getting bad, it's getting better and better as the climate quickly approaches summertime. I mean, early June is summer for us here in central North Carolina. We've already had some 90-degree weather. But I'm going to get down here and show you what this grass looks like up close. It's amazing. The blades are not big like, say, Kentucky 31. They're pretty much narrow blades, but I mean, this is rich right here. Every time I come out, every week after I cut the grass, I come out here and look, and it's filled in all, just about 95–98% of the bare spots I had in my yard. Even when I create bare spots, because my mower is missing a bracket, my deck swings back and forth. If I go around a curve, I'll scout my yard. Within 5 or 6 days, that grass has grown right back. It's amazing. I do have a few yellow spots. I'm pretty sure that was the Poa annua that I talked about in my previous video. Surprisingly, I'm not seeing that die as quick as it normally does. I don't know what happened to my Poa. Maybe this solar green overtook it and it may have died underneath the green. I don't know, but usually in May, everywhere I've had Poa, it just turns brown. This is just fabulous right here. I'll swing around and give you a broad view. I don't want to do too much today. I want to wait till about the second week in June to really do my early summer update. But like I've been doing for the past few weeks, make a little short clip here to lead off my early summer video. Here's sort of a long shot of my yard where I planted the solar green grass. And then as I swing this way, you can see the stark difference between where I seeded the solar green and where I just let Mother Nature take over. This is wicked up here. I do have a green spot here. Last year I had 2 reservoirs, 2 swimming pools that I was using for an irrigation reservoir. I decided all I needed was 1. So I went ahead and threw some of that solar green out, well, I guess in November, and it's doing great. And as you can see, I have not even connected my my ram pump. My ram pump's down in the ditch, down in the creek, and it's doing good. I just haven't fed the line up here to my reservoir because solar green is supposed to be drought resistant, and I've been not wanting to irrigate. I have not irrigated since probably last November. So everything you see here is Mother Nature. I've not irrigated an ounce. I'm shocked. Today is June the 9th, 2022, and I was going to wait till Probably another 2 weeks before I posted my early summer update on the solar green grass. But the more I think about it and looking at the history of my yard, I think it'd be more accurate if I just went ahead and published a video today and call it late spring. I'll include a couple of clips from the past 2 months so that you'll get an idea of just how well this grass did when temperatures were moderate. It still looks pretty good. Walk around here, squat down, let you see. Can't really complain about that kind of grass. I've got a hose because yesterday I hooked up my ram pump for the first time this year. So starting yesterday, I'm going to start irrigating. So far, I've not irrigated this yard since it first germinated. One of the reasons I wanted to go ahead and publish an update was, sort of let you have a diary of how my experiment went in case you try planting this Jonathan Green solar green grass. That'll give you some idea of what to expect if you have similar results to my yard. But I can see that this yard does not look as good today as it did a week ago. I'm starting to see some brown areas, and I think that could be that POA finally dying off. We talked about POA in previous clips. But just in case, I get a big brown up in the next 2 weeks, I'll at least have this as a complete upload, today's clip plus a couple of clips from the past 2 months for the late spring update. Overall, I'm very pleased with this yard, and I don't think I have any disease in it yet. I think this brown grass I'm seeing in here is probably that POA. I was surprised it turned as dark green as it did. But overall, the yard still looks really, really healthy and strong. I'm totally pleased with the results so far. For the past couple of months, I've been having to cut the yard every 5 to 10 days. Sometimes it was just growing so fast I could only go 5 days, and then the next time might be 8 days, and then the next time 10 days, and then back to 5, just depending on how much rain we got, whatever. Here you can see a pretty big area of brown, which I think is most likely POA. I don't think I have any disease yet. I could be wrong about that, but it just seemed so evenly scattered through the yard. What do you think? Not bad for the 9th of June. Got my water going. Filling that pool up every day out of the creek. Okay, well, I'm going to sign off and tell you that right now I'm very happy with it. Unless it totally dies out on me, my plan will be in the fall to overseed with either the Jonathan Green Solar Green or maybe the Jonathan Green Ultra Black Beauty. Those are both grasses that I've been happy with. It's funny, I'd say the grass that I've been happy with. I've had 4 failures in a row, but there's always been some excuse. I feel like an Egyptian pharaoh with the plagues of Egypt coming down on me. I planted the Jonathan Green shady grass seed. It came up great, and then I got a grub infestation that decimated it. It was still young grass when they ate it all up. Then I had some kind of, the next year when I had the Ultra Black Beauty, I had some kind of weird fungus that regular fungicide would not kill. I had to do something special, and by the time I got it under control, it was too late. Last year had army worms. That doesn't sound like good luck, does it? But I'm prepared this year. I've already got all my products in hand. So I'm just waiting till I come out here. Next week I'll probably go ahead and treat for grubs with some imidacloprid. And I've already got a bag of the Bayer 24-hour grub kill, which I'll save for early fall. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I will post another video here in the early summer, and hopefully the change we see from this to the future video will not be too dramatic. I don't mind it getting going a little dormant right now. It's over 90 degrees today. So now maybe with a little bit of irrigation, we'll stay ahead of the problem. Thank you again.